goodness, what happened? Are you okay?
Okay.
Thank you guys, you saved your life.
Please come with me and we'll go fill a report out.
Okay.
Incidents like these may occur frequently in public swimming pools, but fortunately, this one had a positive outcome because our pool staff was trained on how to do their jobs and quickly respond to emergencies. But not all lifeguards are as vigilant or well-trained. When pool staff allow themselves to be distracted by friends or are preoccupied with their cell phone, minor incidents can quickly turn deadly. The purpose of this video is to discuss the importance of establishing an aquatic risk management program and provide an overview of the key components of a plan. Our goal is to prevent drownings and other serious incidents and minimize injuries to our patrons and pool staff. SURSA presents Aquatic Risk Management, keeping your head above water. The number and complexity of swimming pools, recreation centers, and aquatic parks have grown substantially over the years. Along with this growth in aquatic facilities is an increased risk of drownings, near drownings, slips and falls, spinal injuries, serious accidents, and other incidents. According to the Center for Disease Control, or CDC, every day during peak season, an average of 10 people die from unintentional drowning, and 1 in 5 of those are children under the age of 14. For every drowning death, there are many more near drownings and other accidents resulting in serious injuries. And the risks at non-guarded facilities are even higher. These drownings and other incidents will significantly impact the victims and their families. The liability claims your entity may have to pay can be substantial. In addition, the morale of your employees may be adversely affected. To effectively manage these risks, an aquatic risk management program should be established, implemented, and maintained. The key components of such a program should include 1. Personnel and supervision, 2. Lifeguard training, 3. Emergency action plans, 4. Patron communication and education, 5. Employee safety, and 6. Facility design, inspection, and maintenance. We'll discuss each of these topics in more detail throughout this video. You can also refer to your Aquatic Risk Management Resource Guide for a compilation of sample inspection forms, training outlines, regulations, and other information. Links to other aquatic organizations are also included in the guide. Managers and supervisors must be committed to operating a safe facility. Safety must be the responsibility of all employees, and everyone should be held accountable for their safety performance. Safety goals should be established and periodic evaluations conducted to ensure these goals are being met. Your aquatic risk management program should be updated regularly to stay current with local laws and best practices adopted by the CDC, lifeguard certifying agencies, state health departments, and other organizations. An important element in an aquatic risk management program is the quality of personnel you employ and the level of supervision provided. To effectively perform their jobs, your staff needs to be trained, certified, regularly tested, and supervised. Your hiring process should include national criminal background and reference checks to ensure prospective employees have clean records. Current lifeguard certifications must be verified. According to some state swimming pool regulations, a certified pool operator or aquatic facility operator is required to be on staff or under contract at each swimming facility. The CPO or AFO is responsible for water quality assurance and testing, among other duties. Other management positions at your facility may include lifeguard supervisors, concession managers, maintenance supervisors, and others. Prior to placing a new lifeguard on duty, you should evaluate their lifeguard skills and knowledge, as well as test their conditioning levels. Staffing requirements will vary from facility to facility, and may change during peak periods. The total number and placement of lifeguards should be based on the number of zones in your facility, lines of sight, facility design, patron volumes, and state or local regulations. Each facility must provide an adequate number and placement of lifeguard stations to meet their specific facility needs. Lifeguards should be scheduled with frequent rotations through different zones. Management must also take responsibility for providing and maintaining the required rescue equipment and supplies. Ongoing supervision of lifeguards should include regular conditioning drills, weekly in-service skills testing, and frequent reviews to make sure they are following your facility's policies and procedures. Properly trained lifeguards are the backbone of your aquatic risk management program. All lifeguards must be certified by a nationally recognized lifeguard certifying agency.
New lifeguards should receive a safety orientation prior to their first day on the job, and they should actively participate in ongoing training.
In-service training sessions can be used to refine rescue skills, improve physical fitness, review communication techniques, practice response scenarios, and conduct team building exercises. Visual awareness is a crucial skill that all lifeguards must possess. This ability can be enhanced by teaching the concept of scanning. Some of the basics of scanning include side-to-side head rotation, changing body position, and bottom-to-top pool surveillance. Constant vigilance is required by all lifeguards to protect visitors.
Many facilities utilize the 5-minute scanning strategy as taught by Dr. Tom Griffiths. This technique requires a lifeguard to physically change their body position every 5 minutes in order to keep themselves more alert. This strategy also includes counting the number of patrons in their zone every 5 minutes.
All aquatic facility staff should be trained and certified in first aid and CPR. Training should include preventing exposure to bloodborne pathogens, operating an AED, and administering oxygen. Rescue training should cover the proper use of rescue equipment for all emergency situations. Regular monitoring and testing are an important part of any lifeguard training program. This may include a mannequin drop, where lifeguards are spot tested by placing a dummy in the water. It's important to have backup lifeguards ready to take their place. Other types of emergency training drills should also be conducted.
Some certifying agencies will provide unannounced audits, which may include observing lifeguards while on duty, monitoring their rotations, timing response drills, and even videotaping their activities.
Emergency action plans are another vital component of an aquatic risk management program. Every facility should have specific response procedures in place to deal with potential emergencies. These emergencies may include drowning or near drowning, first aid and medical emergencies, weather-related events, recreational water illnesses or RWI, a lost or abducted child, suspicious behavior, violence, fires, power outages, and chemical leaks or spills. Drowning or near drowning response drills are essential, and every facility should practice these procedures during in-service training. Lifeguards and pool supervisors need constant review on how to respond to these events. Serious injuries to patrons and staff may occur. Stocked first aid kits should be provided, and staff needs to be trained on administering first aid. Other emergency equipment that should be available includes AEDs, bag valve masks, and oxygen cylinders. Training on the operation of this equipment must be provided to all staff and include periodic reviews. Weather-related emergencies can happen year-round. Thunderstorms, lightning, tornadoes, and hailstorms may appear without much notice. Specific procedures, according to the National Lightning Safety Institute, should be developed as to when to evacuate the pool, where patrons should congregate until the storm passes, and when it is safe to re-enter the pool.
Illness to patrons and staff may occur due to fecal contamination, vomit, or other contamination of swimming pools. A detailed RWI policy should be established that follows applicable regulations and industry guidelines. The threat of a lost or abducted child is a real fear. Calling an adult swim or rest break will often reunite lost children with their parents. But in the event of an actual child abduction, a rapid response by staff is crucial. A special code word should be established to alert employees, and lockdown procedures must be implemented immediately. Prompt communication with local law enforcement is critical.
Aquatic facility staff should also receive training in the identification of and response to suspicious behavior and possible child abuse. CIRSA offers a training program on abuse risk management that covers how to deal with suspicious behavior. Violence, arguments, or domestic disputes can erupt anywhere, including your facility. Policies and procedures should be established to deal with threats, bullying, and acts of violence. Your staff needs to be trained how to respond to these types of incidents. While not the most common of aquatic emergencies, plans still need to be made for fires, especially at indoor recreation centers. Evacuation routes need to be clearly posted. Employees should be trained in evacuation procedures, and periodic drills should be conducted. Fire alarms, sprinkler systems, fire extinguishers, and other fire detection and suppression equipment should be part of an ongoing inspection and preventive maintenance program. The local fire department should tour the facility to get familiar with exits, chemical rooms, and potential fire hazards. Procedures need to be developed in the event of a power outage. The pool should be closed until power is restored. Interior rooms, such as locker rooms, should be monitored. Other security measures may need to be taken. Pumps should be interlocked with chemical feed systems to prevent chemical release during a power outage. An emergency response plan, including evacuation procedures, should be established in the event of a chemical spill or leak. Staff needs to be equipped with and trained in the proper use of personal protective equipment. The local fire department should be brought in to review chemical storage, assist in developing an emergency plan, and help conduct emergency response drills.
Other types of emergencies that impact your facility should be identified, procedures developed, and drills conducted. Incidents should be immediately reported, thoroughly investigated, documented, and corrective action implemented. It's important to have procedures and forms in place to document any type of injury, illness, or near-miss incident. Refer to your resource guide for a sample incident report form.
Another important part of your aquatic risk management program is patron communication and education. All pool staff, especially lifeguards, need to be able to effectively communicate with visitors in a variety of situations. Careful attention should be given to the verbiage and placement of pool signage. Important pool rules should be kept separate from notice-related information. Bilingual signs may also be needed.
There are times when you must deal with patrons who violate pool rules. Lifeguards must be able to enforce pool rules without being rude or disrespectful. In-service training should cover effective communication techniques. These may include how to use an authoritative voice, how to deal with diverse groups of patrons, and how to communicate with people who are hearing impaired or speak foreign languages.
When confronting unruly patrons, lifeguards must remain vigilant and continue to scan their zone. To avoid distractions, pool supervisors should step in when appropriate. Communications during emergencies, such as a weather event, a missing child, or possible drowning, should be rehearsed. Preparation is key to safely and effectively handling these situations. In order to make your visitors' experience safe and rewarding, a patron education program should be considered. Guest education about proper pool etiquette, preventing RWI contamination, and the availability of fitness and swimming programs can be offered. Policies relating to group use need to be established and reviewed upon their arrival. Group use policies should address child ratios, lifeguard duties, and adult leader responsibilities. Some facilities require swim tests and distribute wristbands that designate swimming ability. Consider making life jackets available to novice swimmers.
Aquatic managers and supervisors need to remain vigilant in their jobs as well. Any unsafe or unacceptable behavior by lifeguards or other pool staff needs to be corrected immediately. Violations of policies, rules, and procedures by employees need to be documented and appropriate disciplinary action taken.
Employee safety is another key component of your aquatic risk management program. Lifeguards and other employees need to be able to recognize, correct, or control potential hazards in order to prevent injuries and illness. Sunburn and heat-related illnesses are a significant hazard at outdoor aquatic facilities. Lifeguards and other pool staff that work outdoors should be provided with sun protection. Water-resistant sunscreen with a UVA and UVB protection of at least 30 SPF should be provided. Umbrellas installed on lifeguard chairs will provide additional protection from the sun. Lifeguards should be encouraged to wear polarized sunglasses to prevent damage to their eyes. These will also help reduce glare off the surface of the water. To prevent heat-related illnesses, such as heat stroke or heat exhaustion, staff should be encouraged to hydrate frequently with water. Common employee injuries at aquatic facilities include slips, trips, and falls. Pools will have wet and slippery surfaces. To help prevent falls, pool staff should wear slip-resistant footwear. Removing standing water, placing wet floor signs, and warning fellow workers are ways to minimize slip and fall hazards. In order to maintain water quality, chemicals such as sanitizing, oxidizing, and pH remediation compounds are used. Any employee who works with or around chemicals should be familiar with your facility's hazard communication program.
Safety data sheets need to be readily available to all staff and emergency responders. Safe chemical handling procedures should be established. Personal protective equipment should be provided, used properly, and maintained. Chemical containers must be labeled as to their contents and properly stored. Spill containment systems should be installed as needed.
Some pool staff may have to work with hazardous equipment and machinery. Electrical, mechanical, and other potential hazards may be present. Safety training should be conducted and procedures established for equipment operations, lockout tagout, and confined space entry. The safe design, inspection, and maintenance of aquatic facilities is very important to preventing injuries to patrons and staff and damage to property. Industry standards should be met in all aspects of the design of your facility. Always follow manufacturer specifications as well as the requirements of regulatory agencies in your state.
To prevent suction-related injuries, pool drains need to be in compliance with the Virginia Graham-Baker Act. Anti-entrapment devices may need to be installed and tested.
Persons with disabilities may require special accommodations. Staff should be trained on how to operate pool lifts and other devices. Water slides 18 feet or higher may need to be registered with your state and receive an annual certificate of inspection. Your facility must be able to monitor the flow rate of all slides. All slides should be inspected daily. Pool depth markers need to be strategically installed and maintained in good condition. In water less than 9 feet, no diving signs should be posted. Universal symbols are commonly used to communicate with patrons. Diving boards and platforms pose a significant liability risk for aquatic facilities. Modern design criteria should be met and proper water depth assured. Close supervision and rule enforcement of patrons is a must. Diving boards and platforms must be inspected daily. Locker rooms, party rooms, pool decks, community rooms, and other parts of the facility used by patrons need to be maintained in safe condition. Areas accessed by staff, such as storage rooms, break areas, and equipment rooms, should also be maintained. Glare hazards from natural or artificial lighting can be a problem. At indoor pools, the use of window shades or blinds can help deal with sun glare coming through the windows. Adjusting lifeguard positions can also minimize glare hazards. Emergency shutoff mechanisms for circulation pumps and chemical systems should be tested regularly. These valves and switches should be easily identifiable to staff. Part of your new employee orientations and in-service training should include a review of emergency shutoff switches, their function and location.
An ongoing preventive maintenance program for key equipment should be established according to manufacturer recommendations.
These may include daily equipment checks, water quality tests, and regularly scheduled maintenance. Any unsafe conditions or at-risk behaviors should be corrected as soon as possible. Your Aquatic Risk Management Resource Guide contains several sample checklists regarding facility safety.
There are a number of loss exposures associated with the operation of an aquatic facility. Drownings, near drownings, serious injuries, and other emergencies can occur. These incidents can be very costly and create adverse publicity for your entity. A detailed aquatic risk management program can help you manage these loss exposures. Let's review the key elements of this program.
1. Management must be committed to operating a safe facility. All employees should be responsible and held accountable for their safety performance. 2. Lifeguards are the backbone of your safety program. They need to be qualified, continuously trained, and effectively supervised. 3. Emergency action plans covering potential emergencies need to be developed, staff trained in response procedures, and periodic drills conducted. 4. Your staff needs to communicate with patrons in a respectful manner. Guest education programs should be directed to patrons to enhance their aquatic experience. 5. A number of employee safety hazards may be present at aquatic facilities. These hazards need to be identified, safe job procedures developed, and employees trained on how to avoid injuries. And 6. Aquatic facilities need to be safely designed, inspected frequently, and properly maintained. A comprehensive and effective aquatic risk management program should help you prevent injuries, lower your operating costs, and enhance the recreational experience of your patrons.
Good luck implementing your own aquatic risk management program. It will help you in keeping your head above water.